Overreaction Tuesday, where Lats throws a bunch of questions at me. I try to answer them quickly, and then Franco and Williams respond by telling me that I was absolutely wrong with my assessment. Latsy, let's take it away. Overreaction Tuesday.
All right, mate. I hate doing this to him, given it's his 250th game this week, but Finucane is done.
Overreaction. I've been saying this for weeks. Finucane will be back. He's too much of a class performer, class athlete. He just is finding his way, his feet after last season injuries. He will find his way back into the team. At some point, we will need him. McInnes is frequently injured and frequently suspended. At some point, Finucane will need to play some minutes, and he will make you all believers one more time. Let's go, Finucane.
Alrighty. Sharks didn't win. Warriors lost in round one.
I think that is not an overreaction. Let's not get too excited, Sharks fans. The Warriors were ahead by a lot. They made some crucial decision-making errors, such as not taking the 2 points when they should have. They spilled the ball when they shouldn't have. They also had their hooker, Egan, go off injured, which helped the Sharks a lot. We were a little bit fortunate. I think if that match gets played 10 times, the Sharks win 5. The Warriors win 5.
Very good. New rule tweaks are rubbish.
I don't think they're as bad as we think. We've been complaining about new rule tweaks for years, and you need to tinker and play with the rules at times. I don't think they're rubbish. I think some of them will be tweaked again and kind of worked out. I don't mind the dropout rule. I think that's quite good because we're encouraging that a little bit more. I don't like the bat back one. I know Franco doesn't like that one. What's the other one you don't like, Franco?
No, that's the main one. That's the
main one. The bat back one's bad, but the dropout one's good. And I don't mind them penalising and policing the downtown. I think that's actually quite a good evolution.
Alrighty. Talakai is a centre, and that debate can be put to bed.
Oh, to bed. All of the Kale Hero fans, you can go back home and stop saying that Talakai is not a centre. He was an absolute beast, an absolute gun, and was the man of the match in my eyes. I think, I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Talakai, clearly a centre. Just his speed and the way he gets up. He's just different type of centre to the rest of the league. And so I think it just makes him clearly the guy that we want. Williams, you can argue with me on that?
No, I was wrong. I'd take my hat off. It was Talakai's best game, I think, at centre ever. I think it was even better than his Morgan Harper Bath. He was just so good.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, next.
Nicho didn't deserve 6 Dally M points.
No, that is not an overreaction. Nicho was not the man of the match. It was either Talakai, Ronaldo, or Kennedy for mine. I thought those three were far more. But yeah, I think. G'day, Craig. Sorry, I didn't get any time to have a chat with you. I was definitely keen to. Well, Craig, when you tell us who you thought was man of the match in the because we don't think it was Nicho Hines. I certainly don't think it was Nicho Hines. And I think it's just that kind of bias towards the halfback, which is why we do have the Bulldoze tiers where we kind of look at the players based on their position and their actual contribution. So I think, not an overreaction. Nicho was not the man of the match.
On that, Baldo's constantly talking about how his Baldo Tears video is the highest watched ET stand video. I think all of us, if we had our own video that we plugged that much, would also have the same amount of views. So, overreaction there.
Instead of mining Bitcoins, Baldo's over there with his computer mining views for that video.
Yeah. Hold your tongue on that one, boys. It might feature in a minute. Alrighty. Next, Mike Dorrell's donation doesn't happen if Volandis doesn't take the game to the US.
That is an overreaction. The Mike Dorrell donation was happening regardless of the Las Vegas trip and had absolutely nothing to do with that whatsoever. That is just a long bow that I don't think was actually the case. So, no, the Vegas trip had nothing to do with the $5 million that we earned. So, no. However, I do look forward to us going to the Cosmo next season when the Sharks get to play in Vegas. So it might help from that regard.
Just looking at Craig's comment here, Siffer or Will for sure. Will saved a couple of tries and Siffer saved us some coming off the line countless times. 100%. They were all up there for man of the match.
Yeah, it's definitely right, Craig. Definitely right.
100%.
Yeah, I don't know why it's just this kind of unconscious bias to just give the halfback. It's almost like they're not watching the match.
Yep.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not going to give ill will towards Ruan Sims, but she was a Dalian expert a little while ago who admitted she didn't watch the match and had allocated Dalian points.
There you go.
So, yeah, there's flaws. I think Laurie Daly also maybe was in that realm a while ago as well.
Alrighty.
Give everyone a score out of 10, I reckon.
Yeah.
It's not
Rugby
perfect,
League
but
week
it's
style.
better than this. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we know. Yeah, okay. Nat Latz next.
All right. And finally, boys, the most pressing and important statement in this segment. The Tears is the best segment on the ET Stand podcast, given it has the most views.
That is not an overreaction. That is just pure fact. We know that views mean views. And so the most viewed segment so far of the ET Stand podcast in our history is Boldo's Tears, despite the fact that Williams didn't understand what it was or the fact that there is a hierarchy that can move each week. It is the best segment. And we just saw the performance of Ronaldo Mulatalo, Will Kennedy, and Britton Nakora because they were not top of the tiers. And Nicho
I do understand what it was. It's a ranking system, and when you're changing all of the variables, including the parameters they're measured against, the entire thing from a scientific or an engineering or a rational perspective is thrown out the window. It's just...
That's quite a good take. Yes, that's correct. But it is the best Sharks players. So we are ranking the best Sharks players. That is correct.
I
And
can
it is
see what you're
it is a
doing.
fun segment. But we have a lot of fun segments on ET Stand.
I would like to see the statistics from YouTube at the end of the month, and I would like to see if there's any promotion going into that video financially whatsoever.
We want transparency. We want accountability.
We want to be top of the tiers. All right, fair enough. All right, well, that was Overreaction Tuesday. We will move on to our last segment.